always hated attention, but one night it became more than just boring. It became terrifying. It was late, close to 7 p.m., when I finished my punishment and finally packed up my books. The school hallways were empty, that kind of silence, where even your footsteps feel too loud. I was walking past the row of lockers when I heard it. Knock, knock, knock. I froze. At first, I thought it was one of the other kids trying to scare me. But every locker door I passed was locked tight. The sound came again. Knock, knock. This time louder. It was coming from the old green locker at the very end of the row. I swallowed hard and told myself I was being stupid. Maybe it was the pipes or the building settling. But as I stepped closer, the metal door of the locker shook, like something inside was hitting it from the inside. I whispered, "Who's there?" Of course, no one answered. Against my better judgment, I slowly pulled on the lock. It was jammed shut. I yanked harder. Nothing. Then the knocking stopped. The silence was somehow worse. I bolted out of the hallway, heart racing, and didn't stop until I was outside the school. The next day, I told the janitor about it. He gave me this weird look and said, "You heard the locker at the end? Don't mess with that one. It belonged to a boy who, well, let's just say he never made it out of this school." Since then, I've avoided that hallway completely. But sometimes, even from far away, I swear I still hear the faint knocking. This happened during my sophomore year. I was staying late for theater practice, and by the time I left the auditorium, it was almost 9 p.m. The school was supposed to be empty. But as I walked down the long main hallway, the lights started flickering. One after another. First the ones behind me went dark, then the ones above me, then the ones ahead of me lit up, almost like they were leading me somewhere. At first, I thought it was just electrical problems, but the pattern was too intentional. The lights seemed to want me to follow. I told myself to ignore it and kept walking. But with every step, the hum of the fluorescent bulbs got louder, and the shadows around me stretched like they were moving on their own. Finally, the lights guided me toward the old gym. That place had been closed for years, but the heavy doors were slightly open, like someone had just gone inside. I hesitated, then pushed the door. The gym was pitch black except for the faint glow of a single exit sign. And that's when I heard it. Whispers. Dozens of voices, overlapping, echoing across the walls. I ran. The next day, I mentioned it to the security guard. He looked at me for a long moment before saying, "You shouldn't follow those lights." Back in the 90s, 3 students went missing from that gym. Some say the school never really let them leave. Now, whenever the hallway lights flicker, I turn around and leave immediately. I know better than to follow. In my senior year, I worked part-time in the school library. One afternoon, I was shelving some old books when I found a stack of dusty yearbooks. Out of curiosity, I flipped through one from the 80s. That's when I saw her. A girl's photo had been circled in pen. She looked maybe 15 or 16. Long, dark hair, serious eyes. The name under the photo was smudged, but someone had written the word "Watch" across the page. I got chills and quickly closed the book, shoving it back onto the shelf. That night, as I was walking home, I passed by the library windows. The lights inside were off, but in the reflection of the glass, I saw her. The same girl from the yearbook, standing inside, staring out at me. I spun around. Nobody was there. Just an empty, dark library. The next morning, I rushed back and tried to find that yearbook again. But the page with her photo was gone, like it had been ripped out completely. I asked the librarian about it. She gave me this uneasy look and whispered, "That girl was never a student here. People only see her picture when she's watching them." I quit that library job a week later. But even now, sometimes when I walk past the school at night, I feel like someone's eyes are still on me.